I said first episode of Violent Mike, everyone. Bringing you the best entertainment in the world of boxing, MMA, and we're going to talk a little bit about life too, powered by Violent Money. I'm your host, Daley Perales, sitting around the table. We got my man, Postman Jazz. You'll find out later what that means. And MMA. Yeah. MMA fighter, Dom, the Black Panther Wooding. And then I got my best friend of over 20 years, Joe. And now he's a bit of a baller that knows a little bit about boxing and a little bit about MMA. Let's get into it.
First thing I want to say is, check out those bad boys right there. Violent Money boxing gloves. And talking about boxing, we're going to start off with Joshua versus Fury. Finally, it is apparently been agreed, boys, and I'm looking excited for it. If it is great, you know what? I still, though, even though they say the fight's agreed and it's come up on Sky Sports, breaking news, blah, 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 I still am not confident of the fight happening just yet. I need to see the venue set, the date set, the press tour set, and only until they come face to face in that press tour, that's when I'm going to start to believe that it's actually on. But let's take it like it is actually going to happen. What a fight. What's your thoughts, anyone?
Hard fight.
Hard fight.
Hard fight. Best
For
fight.
who?
Both fighters. I personally, it's like being a fan. It's like, who do you go and support? Because they're both British. They're both champions at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? So who do you actually go there and support?
Well, do you have an idea who you'll support?
I will say Tyson, but I won't be surprised if Joshua wins. Do you understand what I mean?
Of course.
I'll go there saying Tyson, but if I see Tyson on the floor, ain't getting back up.
What, you think he won't get back up if Joshua lands clean?
No. If he gets back up...
So you think he hits harder than Deontay Wilder, who put Fury down on the floor twice?
No one hits harder than him.
Exactly, and Fury got up from that. He rose from the dead like Undertaker.
This is the thing, I think with that fight, I think I'm going to back Fury because of his story.
Yeah. Where
he started the boxing, done well, had that little dip, went into depression and all that, came back, and look
so
what he's done.
So what you're saying is that he's
not just based on that.
What you're saying is he's coming to this fight for what he's lived for then. Basically.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
He's got something to prove.
Yeah, 100%.
So what's Joshua coming to fight for then?
Well, I don't think he's got so much not to prove. I don't think he's got anything to prove really. But I think from where he's come from and what he's done to get back into the whole boxing scene and do what he's done, Deontay Wilder. Look what he's done to Deontay Wilder, man.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, most definitely.
I get that, but then you've got to think about Joshua's point of view as well, because Joshua, remember, he was the champion, then this fat guy just come out of nowhere and
he did well though.
Beat him up.
Yeah, he did.
Beat him up. Do you know what I mean? So then from that fight, I had doubts of him. I've still got doubts of him now, because if he can come out of nowhere and beat him up, then how's he going to jump in the ring with this guy that's never lost a fight? And what? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. But British boxing is at its best right now. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's good that they're fighting, because two British guys, top of their game, fighting. It's not an American this time or a Mexican. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's at its best right now. And
when's the last time we had a great
exactly? That's what I'm saying.
Heavyweight fight. I mean, Dillian White Chisora was exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
When you talk
but
about
that's more like a domestic level fight. Do you get what I'm saying?
So when's the last one? Has to be
not Hayes.
Lennox Lewis versus Frank Bruno.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
But I think this fight was just like, I think that both fighters, obviously, I think it's time, because anytime Joshua was fighting someone and Fury was fighting someone that no one really knew about, it was just boring. Do you know what I mean? Just watching it, just something to watch.
Yeah.
So now they must have got inkling thinking like, all right, now it's time to go all out. Now.
Well, they have to, innit? They have to settle who's the best.
Yeah, because
100%.
I mean, because they're both like, whoever loses this fight, you know what I mean? They're stepping back. They have to step back now because whoever's winning this fight,
Well,
do you know what I mean? It's a lot on the plate.
They also got a rematch clause as well. So whoever's lining up to face them are going to be waiting a while.
Whoever wins this fight is going to win the rematch.
I bet you this happens. I bet it ends up being a draw the first fight.
Yeah. Oh,
they're going into the second fight. I bet you that.
It could happen.
That's a high chance.
Imagine that.
That's a high chance.
Imagine that. But
that's what I mean. Someone's got to get beaten up. Then that's what I mean. It can't just be a
for
fair
sure.
Because as you said, that's a higher chance. That's probably the highest chance of the fight to win because they're both the best fighters. You know what I mean? So someone has to not get. If someone gets knocked out, someone has to not get back up.
I mean,
depends. Look what happened in the Wilder fight. Rose back up like Undertaker.
He got back up, but he didn't get back up.
You are right because just because Wilder's the hardest hitter, doesn't automatically qualify him to knock out everyone he faces cold. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Joshua could be that one that happens to land it in the right spot at the right time and completely KO Fury. You know what I mean? And I always tell people this. Yes, it was a great knockdown from Deontay Wilder. You know, the first one is like a flash knockdown. Second knockdown, everyone's like, wow. The speed that he delivered it with in the 12th round as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To do that and still put a man on the floor, that's power in itself. But if you look closely at that shot, it didn't land in the right place that would knock someone out cold. I reckon if that landed on the jawline of Tyson Fury, he ain't gonna get up from that shot in the first fight.
But when you think about it as well, though, as you said, the 12th round. So at them two fighters, you're hitting anyone in the 12th round like that. You're going, you're falling. Do you know what I mean? You're not gonna. Tired,
most times when fighters do get tired and they're getting hit like that, most of them won't even end up coming up because the more tired you get, the more
harder it is.
Exactly, the harder it is, and the more you won't be able to take certain shots.
So
you get what I'm saying?
Putting that down on the table, then this geezer still managed to get back up on his feet. So,
but you know what? That was a bit controversial, though. A lot of people were saying it was well over 10 seconds.
Yeah, but you know we live for all the we live for the drama, though, don't we? So
controversy.
Draw. Let's see it again.
These kind of fights here, though, this is when it can go one way or the other. It can be a most boring fight because you've got to think about everything's on the line now. So no one really wants to go in for the kill. Do you know what I mean? And I've seen Joshua go into loads of fights like that. I've seen Joshua have so many times boring fight until he starts realizing the fact the crowd ain't feeling it. I need to step my game up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But fighting a guy like Fury, he's not no boring fighter.
He's a tricky.
No, he's not no boring fighter. He's gonna have to make Anthony Joshua work. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. When that fight started, Joshua's not going to put the pressure on Fury. Fury's going to want to be putting the pressure on it, putting the pressure on this fight because that's the way he fights. You know what I mean? He wants you to feel like, oh, you really think you're going to try? Do you know what I mean? You really think you're going to try against me?
So, you're talking about that. So, what do you think the tactics of one another? You know me. I love detail. I love to break shit down.
If you're a true fighting fan, we should all love details. You know what I mean?
I want to hear from you.
I don't know. Listen, the Fury and Wilder fight.
Yeah.
The first fight. Who won that fight? What was the difference between the first fight and the second fight that Fury did? What was the difference? The second fight.
Yeah.
He put it to him.
Yeah, he was pressing. So I think that obviously surprised Wilder. He didn't expect him to. He expected him to play the same game that he played in the first fight
and be scared.
So that just shows the versatility of Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
So going into the Anthony Joshua fight, he could switch gears up on Anthony Joshua.
It sounds like you're all trying to say it's just flat out Fury.
No,
do you know what? You know what is?
Your bet. What are you betting?
You know what is? You know what?
Yeah,
What's the audience betting? Who you guys betting? Fury. Yeah. I think.
Do you know what? I think everyone. You know what? I think everyone's got Fury because obviously,
the people are talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, but you know what? I think most people are siding towards Fury because obviously his story, and like someone like Joshua, he came from the Olympics, he got stuff handed to him, kind of thing. Do you get what I'm saying?
The story, no, it doesn't matter about the story. Seeing them fight, watching Fury, it's like it's entertaining. Do you know what I mean? Like he's all, the way he moves at you and all that. Right. And then watching Joshua fight, it's like he waits. You know what I mean? He waits for people, weak fighters. Yeah, you see him fight against weak fighters, and you see him. You think this guy's the man. Like this guy is the man. When you fight good fighters, he waits. He's always waiting for the opportunity. He's getting put on him to a point where he thinks, if I keep letting this geezer put it on me like this, I'm going to lose this fight. So I've got to start stepping up. And most of the time, he is the better fighter.
I think as well, Fury did admit that Joshua beat him up.
Yeah, in sparring. In sparring. Yeah.
Sparring. No. I know it's different. I know it's a whole different ballgame. I know it's a whole different ballgame. It is a whole different ballgame. But boxing's just one punch and it's over.
Exactly.
Yeah?
No,
so
for sure.
We're all saying Fury. Yeah. I'm still going to say Fury, but all it takes is that one punch and that's it. It's game over.
Things go to plan.
100%.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
That's all it takes. If things go to plan.
Let me tell you something now. Wait a minute.
Fury's gone, man.
What's he going to spit up now?
Let the philosopher talk. This is how I see it, right? Exactly what you said. I agree with that.
Yeah.
That the way Fury fought Wilder in the second time,
right?
He's added something. Now, when you got someone who's 6'9" or whatever he is, weighing that weight, you know, and he's coming forward and pressing you. You know what I mean? As the rounds go on, when you got someone that big just leaning on you when you get close. Because the good thing is about Fury, he's got the back foot. He's got the back foot backwards fighting down. You know what I mean?
100%.
If you try to come forward on Tyson Fury, 9 times out of 10, he's going to make you look like an idiot. But now he's added Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill is, I think, the nephew of Emmanuel Stewart. Now, Emmanuel Stewart is one of my favourite coaches of all time to watch. You know what I mean? He's like the way he trains people, his philosophy, his methods and everything like that. I love to watch Emmanuel Stewart. So obviously, if you've grown up watching that, because Emmanuel Stewart is family, imagine the knowledge you're picking up all those years.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think he's brought that to Tyson Fury. He's just added that, okay, you're slick on the back foot, but why not? We can do that on the front foot too.
100%.
We can use your size and your physical, strength to be aggressive on the front foot, but being intelligent with it. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to be the difference. Although I will say, you know, Anthony Joshua, you talk about, Fury, obviously, all the things he's had to overcome, mental health, depression and all that, is amazing. He's a credit to the sport, a credit to young people, you know, going through tough times and they want to, you know, they need inspiration to keep them going. So all that kind of stuff is fine. And I know what you're saying, Anthony Joshua, it's like he's come from Olympics, so he's a bit more manufactured. Yeah? But he still has a story. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he
for
always
sure,
wasn't that boy from the Olympics.
No.
He was a fighter, you know, that was, you know, like a street guy, getting into trouble, drugs and whatever.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I feel like people are gonna gravitate more towards Fury because of, like, for example, like the depression and stuff like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Because obviously a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people can relate to that.
It's just, you got to think about it. He was there before Joshua. Do you know what I mean? Like, loads of people have been watching Fury for time. When Fury stopped boxing, I didn't really see Fury that much, until we started coming back. I thought, let me actually look into him, and then me looking at his fight, bro, come on, like, look at the way he fights, bro. He's like who's a better fighter? Who's a better fighter, Joshua or Fury?
But go on.
So people up this think, all right, let's just go for Fury because his story. No, people are actually going for Fury because he is a better fighter.
He's a more well-rounded boxer.
Let me elaborate.
You know what I mean? Joshua just come out of nowhere, and most people Joshua's been fighting, it's been nobody's really just been sparking people out. Every single fight he's had, that's been someone that's good.
No, but for sure, as fighters,
you still have to get in the ring and do it though.
Yeah, for sure.
Most fights that he fights someone good.
Yeah.
He struggled. Every single one.
Joshua for me though.
Am I right?
Yeah, but Joshua for me though, you got to remember as well, he did come into the sport when he was like 18 or something like that. So he's had to learn kind of on the job, whereas Fury's been fighting since a little kid. You know what I mean? So his fundamentals is always going to be levels above Joshua.
100%.
Joshua, he ain't naturally better than Fury, but he's learning on the job. So okay, it's questionable who he's fighting. He's got them at the right time and all that stuff. But if you look at the way he works and the way he goes about his business in the gym to improve himself, you know what I mean? You got to respect that. Do I think he's 100%? Do I think he's gonna win though? Hell no!
But
Or you think you're gonna mop the floor with him?
Because that's the thing though. Because I am a Joshua fan, but I'm a Fury fan as well. And then you just got to be honest with yourself. You know what I mean? You just got to be real with yourself. It's not even like I'm hating on Joshua. I'm just being honest. Did
you see the documentary of Fury?
Yeah.
What came out on?
What was that on? What was that on ITV?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like a docu-series.
Yeah, so it's like seeing he's like basically him, like a reality TV.
I watched that, yeah.
I think that's why it's kind of swang a bit, don't you think? Swang, is that a word? No. Swang.
Well, let's just no, that's your word now.
Swang? Yeah, let's use swang.
Let's go.
Swang.
That's why it's swang a little bit, you know what I mean? Because people started to see Fury in a different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because like you said about where he's come from.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying a lot of the people would gravitate towards him more because they can relate more to him than someone like Joshua. Joshua's like a machine that's being controlled. Do you get what I'm saying? So like having stuff handed over to him, kind of thing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people can see Tyson Fury came out the mud, kind of thing. Now don't get it twisted. Obviously,
in the neighbourhood he grew up in.
Yeah.
Got no, That's
the beauty of it, though. They've all got stories.
Yeah. But obviously, it all comes down to your skills.
But then,
do you get what I'm saying?
For me, being a young boy, I like seeing Joshua's story. It's like I can relate to him. Do you know what I mean? He likes to rap. He likes the same drill music. He likes the same rappers and that. So, do you know what I mean? Same people that will have fan base. Like, so, do you know what I mean? Like most people will he's still got like a massive fan base. You know what I mean? Because people can relate to him. That's what I mean. So I don't really think it's all about. I can relate to him more, so I think he's gonna win. Like, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I'm a Man United supporter. I fucking live down the road in Atherton. Do you know what I mean? I don't think, fucking yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I don't think who's better. Do you know what I mean? I support Man United because they
don't want to support his locals.
That's why I don't support them. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be real. It's not about where you come from. In their point of view, in their shoes, from their shoes, because obviously they're going into the ring. So Josh is going to be thinking in his head, I need to win because of this and that and that and this. And Fury's thinking in his head, I come so far from what I've done and blah, blah, blah. So that's what I need to win.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They don't give a fuck about they're supporting me because I came from this place. They don't get it. Do you know what I mean? They're doing it for themselves.
100%. Once you're in there, it's a neutral ground. Like no one can save you in there. Do you get what I'm saying? So. And then
I remember one time I was in a club, and then Joshua was fighting. Joshua, I forgot who he fight. He fighting that. What's that? That Russian guy.
Which one? Pulev?
Yeah, it must have been Pulev.
No,
that was during the lockdown, so that couldn't have been in a club.
Where's he from? I forgot his name. The old geezer. He's old.
The veteran.
Yeah. That's the one. I remember I watched him.
Yeah.
I was inside. I was in the club. Cup of Delhi.
Yeah.
I was watching him, and then when Josh went to the floor,
was it a bit of cock and balls?
It was silent. Like, when he got to the floor, it was silent. Uli Gelly didn't say nothing. Uli Gelly was gobsmacked. Everyone thought, I never thought I'll see this geezer on the floor. We talk about in the club, mate. Music playing. I think the music even stopped. The speakers turned off. Everything was silent because this geezer was on the floor. Do you know what I mean? No one would have thought. Everyone thinking this guy is a machine. This guy is impossible. Everyone thinking this guy is the best of the best.
Listen, let's just put it down. So. Dom, who are you saying? To round it up, who are you saying? Fury, Joshua.
I got Fury.
Fury.
I got Fury.
Fury, Gee, quick answer, man. Fury or Joshua?
So I have a Fury or Joshua.
Fury.
Yeah, yeah.
But it might be a big red hair. Just right now, go Fury.
Hey, actually, you know what? You know what? I change it. I'm calling it a draw.
Alright, well, let's stick it to a draw.
Controversy.
You're a draw now then. Let's put your money where your mouth is.
We'll leave that as a draw.
No.
All right. I'll stick with Fury.
Oh, no.
No, but I just feel like something crazy could happen like that.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, let's put this on record. First fight.
You know boxing's
It's gonna be a draw.
First fight's draw.
Sure. All right. Anyways, boys, that's a good fight to be made in boxing, the boxing scene. But obviously, it's not a done deal yet. But let's move to a fight that's already been made. That's already been made in the MMA scene. UFC 261. We got Kamaru Uzman versus Masvidal, Jorge Masvidal. The second fight, the rematch.
What's that? You say that again?
Jorge Masvidal. That's how you say it. Jorge. Can't say it the English way. You gotta say it the Cuban way, the Spanish way. Jorge Masvidal. So yeah, this is a rematch, a highly anticipated rematch. The first fight, Jorge Masvidal took the fight on 6 days' notice.
6
days notice.
Yeah.
I think we should take a look at that. Let's get someone to pull that first fight up. The highlights, not the full fight. We don't want to sit here for too long.
Yeah. Went all 5 rounds.
The highlights, I think it's if you go in the search, brother, should already be there. Clear that. There it is. See how we're prepared.
The bottom one.
There we go. Second one across.
Yeah, second one.
Yeah,
across.
let's watch this.
Did you say 6 days?
Took the fight on 6 days' notice.
I told my manager to let me know when my rest day is before 6 days.
Boy,
Dom, this is press back up, man. Come on, man. Dom, this is your field.
yeah, 100%. So obviously,
Tell us what the
Jorge,
hell is going on.
obviously, as you can see, they're on the floor. Yeah, obviously, Jorge Masvidal took this fight on 6 days' notice, and the whole fight went 5 rounds. And to be honest, he performed better than a lot of people expected, knowing that he took the fight on 6 days' notice. You get what I'm saying? So obviously, as you can see, his style, he's more of a striker.
Yeah.
Kamaru Uzman is more of a wrestler. But to be honest, Kamaru Uzman's striking has improved because he's changed MMA coaches. He's with one of the best MMA coaches in the game today, a guy called Trevor Whitman, and he's like shifted his striking skills tremendously through his last fight.
How much do you think it's improved? Because when I'm looking at this now, Uzman,
he looks a bit scatty.
Yes.
Yeah, he looks a bit scatty.
Yeah.
But you know what? To be honest, his fight after this was he fought an old teammate. Hence why he had to leave his old gym to go and train with Trevor Whitman, his new coach. And he's shifted. He's striking tremendously, and he definitely looked a lot sharper with his hands than in this fight. But Masvidal's a dog, man. He shows up whenever, anywhere, anytime, any place. You get what I'm saying? Hence why he took the fight on 6 days' notice. He's always game. They call him the game bred because he's always game to fight. Do you get what I'm saying?
I like it.
Game to fight, and he gave it to him. He gave it to him throughout the 5 rounds.
This is what I was going to say, Dom. When we were watching this fight earlier, wasn't we?
Yeah, we're watching it in the car and eating our burger and chips.
Yeah. At the end, it was like it was a unanimous decision.
Yeah.
We didn't see it like that.
Do
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if it's because.
Do you know? If you obviously watched the whole fight, you would see why it was unanimous. Do you get what I'm saying? So obviously, like with what you can see, they're up against the cage. It's like same thing in boxing. When you take center of that, when you're taking center of the ring or cage, judges are gonna see you as like the dominant fighter, and that's what Uzman was doing. And he kept having him up against the cage, which was having Jorge losing the fight in terms of him not taking center of the stage. Obviously, certain areas in the fight he was taking center of the cage and attacking.
He's a bully,
But
isn't he?
yeah,
Oh,
Uzman is a bully. Uzman's a bully. He's a wrestler. That's his main base. And
but Dom, you said about he's the more aggressive one, so that's why.
Who's the more aggressive one?
Uzman.
Yeah.
That's why they probably gave him a unanimous decision because he's
as well as controlling him on the floor, taking him down working him up against the cage.
But I was gonna say, right, it's weird you say that because don't they score for back foot fighting in MMA? Because obviously in my world
They do, but the
boxing-
thing is, like MMA, same thing in boxing. MMA is a game of inches.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, a lot of the judges in MMA, they're not fighters. So a lot of them, you get guys in within the commission that are judging these fights, and they don't know too well, like other fighters and coaches and like referees, for example. Let me just say, but most times, like when you're on the back foot, defending most of the time and attacking at the same time, judges tend to sway with a guy that's pressing you forward. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but Uzman did get a lot of takedowns in this fight, and he was working him up against the cage a lot. Do you get what I'm saying? So
he deserved to win the fight then.
Yeah, because grappling in MMA scores the most points, especially takedowns.
So on this rematch, is your money on Uzman?
Yeah, who's your money on?
Ooh. Do you know, I like both of them, man. I like both of them. I like Gamebred as well. I like Jorge. I like Uzman.
It doesn't matter who you like.
You know what? All right, on paper, listen, on paper, Uzman should take it. I think Uzman takes it again, but I think it's going to be a much more better fight than the first fight, because obviously now, how's Masvidal going to perform now? He's had time to have a full camp to prepare for Uzman. Do you get what I'm saying?
Do you reckon a rematch? Yeah. Do you reckon? So so whoever wins the first match, so the rematch. Do you reckon it's harder for the person that wins the first match? And because obviously the person that lost that fight has to learn now, because now he knows, right, like this is how I lost the fight, because he had me on the floor.
Good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He loves me. I mean, most time I was on the floor getting beaten up, so now I need to learn how to not to be on the floor. So he's got his plan. Where
100%.
the winner
just sticks with what they've done.
yeah, because this is how I beat him. So if I want to beat him again, this is how I've got to go for.
But
so
you know what? The winner has got a plan. That's to
win.
still be the fucking best.
100%, 100%.
So
As
you want to be the best, so you're gonna train.
But that's the loser's plan as well, though. He wants to try to be the best. I mean, everyone wants to go in there and be the best, but the best ain't. Do you know what I mean? Trying to be the best sometimes it ain't gonna make you have the belt.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Elaborate on that.
I can't come into the ring thinking I'm gonna be I'm the best. Like,
No.
I think you should, no?
yeah, of course.
Who, Uzman?
But you can think that, but then that ain't gonna win you the fight. A performance is gonna win you the fight.
But you can have a great performance and still lose a fight. Do you get what I'm saying? So
it's about.
Well, you didn't have the best performance then, did you? Because you lost the bloody fight.
6 days. Yeah, but you took the fight 6 days notice though.
Yeah, 6 days.
Exactly. And the thing is, the amount of endurance you need to have to be in a 5-round fight in MMA and to take it on 6 days.
What do you reckon he's doing before? He was just resting.
Nah. Obviously, every fighter's
He was
working.
ready.
Every fighter's
He's
working.
ready for that call.
But the thing is, it's like every fighter's working. If they ain't got nothing lined up, most time they're just ticking over. They're not training like they're getting ready for a fight. Do you get what I'm saying?
They must have an inkling. They must have a little. My phone might ring.
But obviously, within these times, in these Corona times, every fighter had to be on point in terms because they could get called up whenever to take a fight. Hence why he took this fight on 6 days' notice.
Same as that's like in boxing.
100%.
In these times, you have to be ready, man.
100%.
3-4 weeks because the opportunities are not coming around.
Exactly.
As
Exactly.
easy at the moment. So you've
Exactly.
got to grab that opportunity.
Exactly.
A winner, right? It's easy. I'm not saying it's easy to win a world champion or to become a world champion, but once you become a world champion, it's much harder to keep the belt.
Got a huge target on your back. Huge target on your back.
Everyone wants to.
Exactly, man. Everyone wants to spank your ass.
Exactly. So you gotta learn how to be versatile and adapt to any situation or any scenario in fights when you're as a champion.
So we didn't go around the table. So your money is on
Uzman. Yeah, I got Uzman.
Who's your money?
Yeah, I would say Usman.
Who's your money?
I'm gonna say You all said Uzman.
Everyone put their tenner on Uzman.
I reckon if you said he had a 6. What? How long?
Who
What was
Masvidal?
the notice?
6 days.
6 days. I think a full camp. I just
6 days, and he had to fly from Miami to Abu Dhabi to do that fight.
Yeah.
So
Masvidal, what I saw from the fight, I like that brother, man. The way he's lighting him up.
game
you know
bred.
what I mean,
Game bred.
aggressive. He's got a bit of attitude about him. His kick leg, he looks sharp. His hands look quick.
Yeah.
So I think if he has the right preparation, and the only thing is when it goes to the ground, Uzman looks like a bully down there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with a full camp, you know what I mean? Masvidal could bring more than what I saw in the first
No,
round.
I believe so as well.
I believe so as well. But watching the first fight, watching Usman, as you said, we said that about 1,000 times. 6 days. You got to take that in. That's not. You know what I mean? That's not like normal. Not everyone can come 6 days ready. Let's go and go smash up some guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
6 days. That's really important. And then, as you said, he got his passport. It probably took him a day to find the passport. It probably took him a day to find the passport because it's taking me at least to find the passport, and then it's taking you half a day. Once you find that passport, that's not the last thing, but you got to pack as well. You know? And once you pack, get the passport, you get to the front door, you got
2 days gone already.
Yeah, you're really checking. My wallet, got my keys.
Hey, Jazz, you freaking kill me,
and
bro.
then you get to that fight, and then even on the plane, 100% you thought, shit. I forgot to kiss the missus.
Oh my days.
So you got to take that into mind. 6 days, and then he went there, and then looking at the fight, he was ready. Like he looked like 6 months. He had the fight for 6 months.
Nah, to be honest, he looked really good for 6 days notice fight, especially being in a 5-round fight, high octane, high paced fight. Do you get what I'm saying? So, how does he do with a full camp?
Ready.
Exactly, ready.
Yeah, fully ready.
100%.
Yeah.
Passport ready.
Suitcase ready. Yeah. He's not gonna make the first mistake they did the last time.
Oh
He's gonna make sure
man.
he kisses misses this time. And he's gone.
No, but that kind of goes into fighters' mentality. Do you get what I'm saying? That's him taking a fight on 6 days' notice. You get a lot of fighters, they wouldn't even dare to do that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because they don't want to embarrass themselves, or they don't want to have a weak performance. But guys like Jorge Masvidal, it shows in his mentality. He's always game.
He's a true warrior.
Exactly, he's a true warrior, and he's ready to fight anywhere, anytime, any place. Do you get what I'm saying? You get a lot of fighters that say that, but when it comes down to when they get offered a fight on short notice and it comes to crunch time, they fade and
when
they flake.
Lose,
do you get what I'm saying?
What's the first thing they're going to say when they lose? Oh, it's only 6 days, you know.
Yeah, you get that.
Tears.
Yeah, and all that. Do you know what I mean? So that was an excuse. But this guy, he wasn't coming with no excuses. He thought, I'm taking this chance and I'm going to destroy it. And that's exactly what he's done.
100%, 100%. Yeah, a loss does hurt.
But
You know how much it stings?
But then, when I looked at that quick highlights, I thought he wasn't there to lose. He was ready. Like he looked. The other guy, even I watched highlights of the other guy, and he looked good.
Yeah.
He was beating up guys, but he didn't look ready there. He did. He got a couple of good punches and a couple of good. But as you said, the other guy was a bully.
Yeah.
Would you say taking a fight at short notice like that is a good thing?
Do you know what? To be honest, you get some fighters. You get some fighters. They
because 6 days.
Because normally, of course, 6 days is obviously short. But you get some fighters. They take fights on short notice and they end up performing better. Whereas you get, because there's less time to think about your opponent and less to worry about. Whereas if you have like a long, let's just say, 8-week to 10-week to 12-week camp, and you're just constantly obsessed with your opponent, it could sometimes break some fighters. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes sometimes fighters perform better when they have less time to prepare.
Yeah, but
do you get what I'm saying?
You said less to worry about. What do you mean less to worry about? Because if I stepped into it, I'm a postman and I see dogs. I see dogs. And then I worry because I don't know what this dog's on. I don't know what this dog's on. So if I'm
man.
And I've done my if I'm going into ring and I don't know what this guy's on, I'm worrying.
Fight mentality. You're talking about fighters getting ready for fights, having the right amount of time to get ready for fights, taking fights at short notice. So let's talk about fight mentality. I mean, in the boxing world, and I'm sure in the MMA world, it's pretty similar when it comes to mentality.
Yep.
You know, these kind of sports, the kind of sports that you don't mess around with. You can't play around in these sports. You will get your ass killed.
Not for the faint heart.
And when I say killed, I don't mean that in a way where nobody wants to hear that someone's going to get killed in combat sport. But what I always tell up and coming fighters, if you're going to get into the gym and got it in your mind that you want to fight, and then you got to realise the dangers behind it and recognise this ain't no game and you can die. You know what I mean? And we've seen deaths, and people need to realise that you can't be no freaking Instagram bloody posers that puts up a 1 minute video and looking like Floyd Mayweather's or whatever, or Conor McGregor's, you know what I mean? And then think you're stars.
Very true, it's true.
There's
Facts.
so much shit that goes behind this. It's a lifestyle, you know? It's not just a sport, it's a lifestyle. It's a selfish sport. MMA, boxing, selfish sports. You've got to be selfish around, you know, your family. You can't do certain things. You have to stay away from certain things. You have to eat right, train right. You got to breathe it. So people have to realise, like I say in boxing, you got a license to kill. You can kill someone and not go prison because you got a license to do that.
But
you know what I mean?
Not at the pub though.
Here we go with the freaking social talk,
Definitely
man.
not at the fucking pub. You know what I mean?
But how? Because it's weird. Because obviously, I don't fight. Right?
Yeah.
I just love the sport. Obviously, how do you set your mind? So for you, for example,
Yeah.
obviously you used to fight deep, but I know how you used to prepare yourself for a fight. But you don't. How do you set yourself? Like how?
Gorilla.
You know what I mean? Because when I play football, so my whole mentality of football is different, totally different. To
Yeah.
Do you know
To
what
be
I mean?
honest,
So
like-
how do you?
To be honest, with if you're competing at a high level, elite level in any sport, to be honest, I'd say most athletes got similar mindsets in terms of
Your goal.
in terms of the goal, in terms of the goal and what task is at hand. Do you get what I'm saying? But like most fighters, obviously they obviously you have to be game in order to compete, and you have to be mentally ready. And obviously, different fighters have different ways to get themselves around to getting to the main stage and competing. Likewise for any other sport. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So you gotta have a bulletproof mindset and do things correctly in terms of your training, nutrition and stuff like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So you just gotta have a bulletproof, hard work. Just gotta be grafting.
But when you say that, obviously you're not talking from your fighting point of view. But from my point of view, even if I was a fighter, if I'm not a fighter, if I was a fighter, I don't see it as just I've got to be like talking about game for fighting. You've got to be talking game for life.
Yeah, 100%.
Every single thing you do, like when you said that you do football, so for me, that when I go to work, I'm thinking probably the same thing when you look
100%.
You got to do. That mean I want to keep my job.
Yeah.
I need to provide for my family, so I've got to. Do you know what I mean? I need to carry on doing the same thing. Now, do you know what I mean?
No, this ain't even. No, it's not even funny. He's talking facts.
It's true. Do you know
He's
what I mean?
talking
You can't-
facts.
It's not just fighters that think, oh, like this is. Do you know what I mean? It's everything.
Of course,
So even if I was a fighter, I was the same mentality about everything. Even in or out the ring, I've got to be the best at whatever I do.
But it's not everyone thinks like that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you're not made. That means that's exactly that. You're not made for it. Then you're not made to. Do you know what I mean? You can't go into it. Like you said. Like I said before. One time I said to you about boxing and fighting. I said to you about boxing and fighting. I said to you, oh well, like, what ones do you think you're gonna lose? And would you say to me, you're not going? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can't go into that mentality. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with everything, you got to be ready. So if I thought about it already, so straight away I'll take the same mentality as I am now, not a boxer or MMA fighter, into boxing MMA fighter, and I think that you'll push a lot further than that. Do you know what I mean? Just be true for yourself and be yourself.
That's it, man.
Goes for anything in life, innit? Yeah. To be honest, that's what he's basically saying, which is true, which is facts. So
I always say this. It might be controversial, but I don't give a fuck. I think when it comes to boxing, I don't know how you feel about MMA, Dom, but when it comes to boxing, if you haven't got that something inside you that wants to kill someone, and then I don't think boxing's for you. You have to have
Don't bother
that.
step in the ring, you're saying.
I just think, me personally, you have to have that kind of energy. I'm not saying you go into the ring to kill someone.
Yeah, of course.
Do you reckon
I'm saying you got to have that mindset, that killer mindset. Because you know what, when people first start boxing, you've got the ones that, you know, they find it hard to even throw a punch at someone because their energy, it changes their energy. Yeah. Like, they don't want to actually physically hurt someone. You can't go into, you can't. That's why I reckon a lot of fighters that were great is because of where they come from, and they've all been through shit, man.
Is that not something you can teach, though? Do you know what I mean?
I'd say that's
Do you know what I
from
mean?
within. Well, to a certain extent, but that's all to do like within.
Got me thinking, man.
That was a good question. But then, like you said before about you said thing you wanna kill someone, but when I spent on Sunday football, my coach said to me, "Go out there and have fun." He said, "Go out there, boys, and have fun." He didn't fucking say, "You fucking better score goals, fucking win this game." He said, "Go out there, boys, have fun. See you later."
But this is where
he didn't care. You're trying to say to me.
But this is where combat sports differentiates from team sports. You're in there with a team win. We can potentially die.
Yeah, but then it's
one-on-one competition.
You're not going there for yourself. You got a team, bro. You're not. You got a team. You got someone.
Listen.
Right, that's your teammate there.
Yeah, but
once you're in the ring or cage, there's no one there to save you but yourself.
Yeah.
The closest. Well, obviously, if you're
when you're
choking or getting hurt really bad, but obviously, you get the gist of it. It's obviously anything can go in there, and it's only just you in there with your opponent, so anything can go. It's not like football. I can get freaking John Terry to freaking ping the ball all the way to the winger.
Yeah, but I see it as all sport though, because you're trying to, you know what I mean? You're trying to win.
I think, listen, when I watch a fight, whether it's boxing or MMA, I look at it as, if I was in that person's shoes, how would my mindset be? You're in that ring, basically. There's nowhere to go. You can't just. You're in that ring. You're in there. There is somewhere to go, because you could jump out the ropes or you could jump over the cage. That's actually happened before.
I've seen.
That's actually happened before.
I've seen a fight where this big geezer was ready. He was standing in the ring, and this other geezer come in the ring, and then the fight didn't even happen. He walked off.
This is crazy. You know what?
He said, "Cut the crap. I'm out."
Nah, it's happening, mate. Hey, Nate, if you can get it was a fighter called Diego Brando. He fought one of the shows, and he literally jumped out the cage, and he was just like, "No, I ain't doing this fight." If you can get out, Diego Brando. Diego Brando jumps out the cage.
No, you can, but I'm looking at it as like, you're in there. You're, like you said, you're in there on your own.
Yeah, of course.
You're not in there with anyone else apart from you and that person.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it as like, once you step in there, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course.
Let me tell you something now. It's a bit similar to, remember back in the day, the gladiators in the arenas. Listen to this, when I went to Italy and I was in one of those arenas,
it's the AO.
The energy and aura, when you're in there, you can feel what went on in this arena. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's powerful, man. You can feel the energy, because you knew that one man was facing up against another man, and it's either you or him.
Yeah.
And that's the mindset you need as a fighter, bro.
So from a loss or a win. So let's go from a win. How you feel when you've won, and how you feel when you've lost.
Well, first thing I'm thinking is food, man.
Straight away when you win.
Food. Yeah.
Why?
Well, when you win, you know what? A lot of fighters they get this the feeling of relief, because all the hard work was done, and they've got over doing what they had to do. So obviously they get kind of like a relief, like, oh, I can relax now. I don't have to be all tense. I don't have to think about the fight anymore because it's done now.
Yeah.
I got the win, it's done.
And there's
on to the next.
And there's two things that can help you with that relief after winning. And that's food and your wife.
Hey, there's one funny interview, one boxer. He did probably you've seen it, Daley. He did a post-fight interview. He's talking about how he's gonna freaking put his wife in a wheelchair. He's gonna break his wife.
Yeah,
we'll probably get up as well. We'll probably get up as well.
Where is it though?
No, what's this one? Diego Brando kicks opponent in the throat after a legal headbutt. Yes.
Wait, check if it could be that. Go on it.
3 years ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, wait, hold on.
Is it? He looks like he's whispering to him.
So wait, the ref is saying something to him, and he's.
See that, Dom, like when you're put down like that, you could be there for how many minutes? Because it's 5 minutes.
Depends, man. Depends. Like different fighters, man.
Different disqualifying him now.
No, watch this. Watch this. Jumps out the cage.
He's trying to.
He said that.
Wait. He got so frustrated. He was just like.
Everyone's throwing things.
Yeah.
This was in a hostile crowd as well. This was in Russia. Yeah. So he's fighting a hometown guy. So he was just like, I'm done with this. I'm getting too frustrated with this.
It's gone.
You guys are freaking blackballing me. Do you know what I mean? So he was just like, I'm out of here. Crazy, innit?
It's a weird one, that, innit?
That's not. I don't like. That's not a true fighter.
Do you come back from that?
But he's a game fighter though. He's a good fighter.
And then, so that's what good fighters do then.
Well, his emotions got the better of him. That's where it comes. That's where it comes down to the fighter mentality again. How do you control your emotions within your fights?
He's not a proper fighter though.
Nah, he's a game fighter. He's a game fighter.
He just jumped at the cage, and
through frustration, which is obviously on his behalf, which was the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, but a good fighter is.
I know what you're trying to say.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
It's like being professional. It's like like stuff like that. If you're trying to be professional, stuff like that can't happen. Do you know what I mean? Because he's just not. You lot are fighters, so you lot should know. It's like you know what I mean? It's like people are watching. You got fans and everything else. So you're not just letting yourself down. Doing that, you're not just letting yourself down. You're letting how many people down? Do you know what I mean? So everyone in that crowd that paid money, to come support you and come watch you.
No one came to support. That he was in enemy territory. Okay, that's why they were chucking stuff in the cage.
What I'm saying, if it was you or something, and all the people came to watch you, and you done that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. It's obviously it's not a good look.
A good fighter. If you're a good fighter, you really practice that. The emotions can't make you get to that point to do that.
Yeah.
That's not a good fighter.
Well, emotions are a crazy thing.
You learn how
100%.
You learn how to control it. Do you know what I mean? Because as you say, you lot are fighters yourself, so you know what I mean.
You have to be mentally strong. Is he doing that because of the crowd, or is he doing that because you think he's hitting the throat?
No,
it's that, and probably obviously through frustration. So obviously probably earlier on in a fight, his opponent was doing stuff that was illegal according to the rules. And the ref wasn't doing anything.
Because what I'm saying, in boxing, for example, you get hit low, a low blow. And the rule is, maybe, I don't know if this is a rule in MMA, you can tell me. But, and if it's not, maybe it's a thing they can add. When someone gets hit with a low blow or a legal shot, you get up to 5 minutes. You have up to 5 minutes to recover. You don't need to take the whole 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know,
same thing in MMA. Yeah.
People that you know what I mean, just brush it off there, just give themselves
for sure.
But you got up to 5 minutes. Do they have that in MMA?
Yeah, in MMA they got that as well. They've got that,
then he might be a good fighter, but he's a bitch. So.
Well, obviously he went out his way. Obviously, I don't think that was the correct way to deal with the situation. And a lot of people would think that as well.
Unless, because it's Russia, they've whispered a couple of things in the ears.
Yeah, but that's where it gets funny sometimes. Certain fights, it's not even just Russians, just certain fights. When you go in enemy territory, some things could be rigged. Do you get what I'm saying? In terms of judging, refereeing.
Come and get you himself, bruv.
I'm not a fighter, and I know for a fact if I got in that situation, the only thing that would go through my mind is I gotta come back bigger and harder and beat this guy to prove everyone in here wrong. And then boom, that's my job done. You walking out of there, what have you, do you know what I mean? You come in to fight, you come in to win.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
What did you get from that? You didn't get nothing that you planned here to come do. So if you're a professional fighter, you got to come professional.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, I think we shouldn't waste any more time on the person that just ran out the ring because he can't handle it.
Waste of space.
Oh man.
Waste of time.
What were we gonna pull up?
We're gonna pull up that interview with the boxer.
What boxer?
I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name, but
Tony Thompson.
Is that his name?
I think he's Tony
Tony Thompson. Okay, yeah, he's out the ring and he's saying how he's gonna put his wife in the wheelchair. If you could put it with the volume as well.
Tony Thompson.
He's like, I'm gonna break my wife. Put her in the wheelchair.
Is it against is it after who did he fight? Did he fight Price? I don't know, man.
Yeah,
What that fight?
Is it Price? Yeah, it is Price, isn't it? Oh yeah, that is funny, man. Tony Thompson. Tony Thompson. Oh god.
Do you know what I
There you
love?
go, Tony Thompson.
You know what I love the most is when Conor McGregor won that fight.
Which one?
And he said, Conor, how do you feel? And he said, Dana, 60 G's, baby.
Oh yeah, that was his first fight. Straight off the dome, man.
Tony Thompson.
You could put a volume on that. Why is he on there? If you could put a volume up. You gotta get the actual video. You gotta get the actual video without the edit.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
I would love to fight Tyson Fury over here or in Vegas or anywhere that big pussy wants to whatever. Tyson Fury, let's get it over, man.
Finally, in your dressing room before the fight, I think you had a bit of Lionel Richie. Easy like Sunday morning. What's going to be the soundtrack for Saturday night for Tony Thompson?
Hey man, I'm gonna go home and break my wife's hip. Wow, she's gonna feel the pain. There's gonna be some pleasure mixed in there, but she might be crippled doing it. Donate a wheelchair.
Oh my days.
All right.
It's funny.
But
That's funny. Yeah.
Listen to this. That's the thing. Come on, man. When you're training for a fight
For so
and you
long
have to
and
cut stuff out,
It's
things
crazy.
out, you know what I mean? All that testosterone.
It's crazy. 100%.
Pumping.
Hey, I see Mike Tyson at a freaking pre-fight press conference. One of his fights in the early 2000s, and he's like, "This sport is a lonely sport. I haven't fucked my wife in 2 years." He says something like that. That's freaking crazy.
Dedication.
The amount of dedication. You see that?
But look at him. Look who he's turned out to be, man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Let me tell you
Dedicate something like that
That's
for
all
so
worth it.
long. Well,
100%.
Yeah.
All worth it, but you know, then you've got the other side of it as well that plays with your mind. So the mentality as a fighter has to be so strong, because when you're having all those emotions inside you and all that tension and build up and nervous and you know you're excited, everything's going on, testosterone levels, you know what I mean, you know, when anything could piss you off, so you got that side of things as well, you know what I mean, something could piss you off. That's why a lot of fighters go away for camps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So they're away
it's not,
from...
it's not like you
Just
don't-
away from distraction.
Yeah, and the woman that you're with has to understand what it is you're going through, because if she doesn't, then
That can play a part, innit?
yeah, that
can
play
play a part.
play a
massively.
big
Yeah,
part.
100%. 100. That's why you see certain athletes, a lot of athletes, you see them with different spouses over the years, because it's like the spouses that they've been with it makes or breaks them in terms of being with an athlete. It's not easy being an athlete, because the amount of dedication and sacrifice the athlete has to make in whichever sport. And obviously, if you don't have an understanding partner, it's just going to make things very hard for yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? Hence why you see a lot of athletes during the years changing partners throughout the years. You get what I'm saying?
I can't be a boxer on fighter. My missus bloody moans at me for doing overtime at work. Bloody hell, I can't go to no camp.
doing overtime.
You know, there's ways around it, man. Tyson Fury, I heard.
Sneak out.
No.
Yeah, you get in more trouble for that.
He took it there. No, but Tyson Fury, apparently, in his camps, he's missing his wife and all that, and he's going crazy. And apparently, he knocks one out 6 to 12 times a day, just so he can get through the camp without his wife. You know
That's freaking nuts. That's nuts.
Everyone's different, though. So people could have bit of nookie.
100%.
All the way up to the fight and then put on the best performance of their life.
100%. I've heard fighters having sex the day of their fight, saying that it energizes them. Where you get some fighters, they restrain from it for quite long until after the fight. So every fight is different, man.
So, but then after the fight, wouldn't you be? So obviously after the fight, some fighters see when some fighters win, they call out other fighters' names. So from then, if it was me, I'll be trying to get ready because if that fighter says yes, prof. Do you know what I mean? So after a fight, do you go into relax mode then, or do you get up and go again?
Depends.
Get up, go again, be ready.
Yeah, well, it depends on what level you're at.
100%.
I personally think if you're on the way up, like a prospect or whatever, you can't be acting like you're Floyd Mayweather, multi-millionaire, world champion, only fight like once or twice a year. You know what I mean? You ain't at that level to be having 3 months off on holidays, doing whatever you want, eating whatever you want. So as prospects, you need to stay in the gym, ain't a game.
How long is it break? Or after a fight, do you have to have a break?
Yeah,
do you have another fight?
It depends, as I said.
Depends on circumstances.
Yeah, you know what I mean? If you in the beginning, if you're staying in the gym, then you can fight once a month if it's available. But it's just about staying ready. You know what I mean? Later on, it gets more calculated. You know what I mean? You do things differently.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, that was a great show. That was a brilliant show. Next week, I'm looking forward to the second episode, and I hope you can catch us there with us. You know, we're a crazy bunch. We love combat. We love life. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, tell your friends, your mama, your papa, and everyone. Oh yeah, and drink some Plant Space.